Hi everyone, wishing you a happy new year, hoping 2024 was everything you wanted it to be. We've got a new video today which is quite topical. We will be talking about making use or making the best use and some hints and tips when it comes to using PDF planners on your reMarkable. Regardless of what planner you've got, you can pay to buy them that people have made custom. You can download free ones if you go onto Google. Just type in 2025 PDF planner. Most of them will work on your reMarkable. The most important thing when selecting your planner is figure out first what you want and what you need, and then find something that fits your workflow. So I create a 2025 daily organizer, which enables you to plan daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly with integrated to-do list, goals and notebooks. But again, you can find all sorts of different planners out there, and I'm going to give you some tips which will help you get the most out of the planner that you have selected if you do use PDF planners on your reMarkable. Now, 2024 was a really good year for me. I honestly mean that, and I think a lot of that came down to me getting my reMarkable 2 at the start of the year. It just really changed my effectiveness in my personal life and my work, and I have used a calendar throughout that year, and I plan on using a calendar/planner again this year. So let's dive into tip number 1. So as I mentioned, you can access various PDF planners for your reMarkable, and often they'll be hyperlinked, which essentially means you can use your finger to touch on a link and it'll take you directly to a page there. And all of these planners will typically have a year overview section. And here's some tips to make the most of this section and make it where at a glance you can see some important upcoming dates or reminders. So I've purposefully left a bit of space at the bottom of my daily organizer, and hopefully on your planner you'll be able to find a bit of space for a key. And what you can do is use, on the reMarkable Paper Pro we have colours, but on the reMarkable 2 you can use the grayscale colours on there to highlight different dates throughout the year. So I've got bank holidays, which in the UK is essentially public holidays. Journal entries where you can circle a specific day and you'll know that that is an indicator for a day where you've recorded a journal entry, and I'll come on to more on that in a moment. Vacations, so you see in April we've got a vacation booked, and then our school holidays, I've got them with a green outline. So you can pick whatever suits your life. Obviously not everyone will have kids, so we'll need to know about school holidays. I do, but it might be something else that you particularly need to highlight. Maybe something going on at work for certain weeks throughout the year. It might be family birthdays that you can highlight. And so I've used a varied key where for some of them I'm highlighting that day, some of them I'm outlining it. That's because some dates might cross, such as here you've got a bank holiday and a school holiday, so I've been able to indicate both. So just some tips with the reMarkable is the highlighter is great for doing this sort of thing. So you have a couple of options. You can snap to text, which is what I've done here. And when you snap to text and you highlight, it automatically gets it as a perfect, it snaps the highlight to the text basically. But if I'm highlighting an individual day, like I've done with the public holidays, I actually prefer to turn that off, and then you can draw a circle. Whereas when you're doing snap to text, it just makes it quite small and not as easy to read when you're just doing an individual day that I find. Just show you an example there. So whatever you prefer really, but I would make the most of this year overview page and add some highlights on there. So when you're going into your planner, you immediately see some important dates there. Now, next up, related to the journal entries, PDF templates are now much more powerful and usable, or there's more features that you can integrate into it thanks to recent reMarkable updates. So people often like using their reMarkable to journal, me too. And now previously, you can use the normal reMarkable notebooks, or you can download a dedicated journal PDF, for which I have some of those available. However, you can actually integrate it in part of your daily planner. Again, whatever planner you use, you can typically do this. So if you go into 1st of January, on daily planners, you'll typically have a daily page. Here for me, it's set up as more of a schedule, and then I have flexible notes for whatever I would like to record, whether it be a shopping list, healthy habits, mental health, or even just writing a bit of a to-do list for that day. Well, you've got your daily schedule, and now thanks to some recent updates, you can click on this page icon and you can add a new notes page. Now, actually, you've been able to do that for a while, but what you can do as part of the recent update is you can select the template. So if I select line small, I now have a lined page immediately following my daily page. So I've got January 1st, and then all I need to do is swipe across and I can have a January 1st diary or journal entry. And of course you can add more pages if you want to, but these are infinite scrolling pages, so you can just keep going there, which is really helpful. And again, what you can then do is go back into your planner, and using my key that I've got here, when I've wrote a journal entry, I then get the red pen and circle that page, just so I know when I'm looking back, oh, there's a journal entry on January the 1st. I can go into there, swipe across and read my diary for that page. Now, this might not necessarily be for everyone. You might want to keep it all in one place rather than integrated as part of your planner, but the option there is there if you'd like to do that, or even just have some daily mindful pages where you write down the thoughts of the day. You don't always need that space on your daily page there. You can just create more space immediately following that date. Tip number 3 from me is customizing sections or adapting sections using the white pen. So when you have a PDF planner, unless you're willing to use software and start changing and playing around with the various pages which have already been provided, or you're not willing to make your own, you can make small adjustments to make it more personalized to what you use. So on my daily organizer, I have a task list and a project list for your various to-dos, whether it be for work or for home. But what you can do here is, initially there's a number 1 and 2 there, but if you go into one of your pens, say the fine liner, select the white pen, you can cover up certain text. So here's an example. I'm going to cover up March just so you can't see it. I'm obviously not going to leave it like this because I want to be able to see the March. But if there's anything on that created PDF which you want to remove, you can use the white pen and take it out, or basically you're putting a layer on top of it. And so what you can do is remove maybe certain words you don't want and add in some personalization here. So before it said 1 and 2, but I've now changed this to personal and work. Then you just go ahead and copy that, and I've applied it to the various priorities. So on my task list, I've got high and low priority, which has pages for personal and work, and then I can just flip between the two. And I've also edited this section as well. So I've custom made it to what I want. So I've got a list for work and I've got a list for my home and personal tasks. Tip number 4 is to duplicate pages where needed. So when you add a pre-made PDF planner onto your reMarkable, it will usually come with maybe spaces where you can write notes and thoughts in. And with what you can do on the reMarkable software is you can duplicate certain pages. So my daily organizer here, I've got a notebook where I've got various notebooks included here with lined notes, blank notes, and an alphabetical notebook where you can flick between the various letters of the alphabet and record notes based on what you require. But what I've done to minimize the size of the file, I've got 1 line page for each one. Now you might need 5 pages for A and a couple of pages for B and maybe just 1 page for C. So it's quite flexible in that what you can do is go into the page icon here, find your A notes, which we're on currently, and you simply select duplicate. And this is great because it doesn't affect the hyperlinks at all. And we can go back into our A notes here, and you'll see that I can swipe across, and I'll just show you at the bottom here. We've got page 521 is an A notes page, and also 520 is an A notes page now. So we can duplicate it as many times as we want. Again, whichever planner you use, you can duplicate that to create extra space where needed. My last tip to make the most of your PDF planner for 2025 is making use of tags for your organization. This can help you find things in your planner quickly, easily, and just categorize notes or reminders a little bit easier. So when you're on a certain page, let's say we go to March the 1st, you can click on the tag icon here and then add a tag, whether it might be that you've got something regarding health or something regarding work. You can add the tag onto that specific page, and then what happens is when you go onto your page overview, I've prepared a few earlier, the tags within that PDF will appear at the top. So going back to the journal entry, this is another way you can track your journal entries, is if you create a tag for journal entry, and all you need to do is click on that tag and it will bring up all those tag pages and remove all the other ones. So if in January you've done 4 journal entries, it will just bring up those 4 pages for that year, which is really quite powerful and will really help organisation. So again, you create a tag, and then if you go into your page overview icon, you can look at all the tags that you have within that PDF, and at the touch of or the press of a finger, you can view all those pages that have been tagged. And when you're dealing with PDF planners which have hundreds, if not thousands of pages, it can be a really effective way to get to where you need to be. Well, that's all for 5 quick tips for getting the most out of your 2025 PDF calendar. A reminder that if you are interested in this one in particular, my daily organizer, I will leave a link for it in the description. I'll also leave a link for my Facebook group where people regularly share their planners or their ideas, whether they be paid for or free, and there's varied choice that you can look at there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.